Hello, my name is Prime, and welcome back to this episode of ATS Showcases, and today we're going to be driving this beautiful mod of a Toyota Tundra, which I'll talk about in just a second, from here, just north of Eureka, really at the border of California and into Oregon, and we're going to head down south of Eureka here, just along the beautiful Route 1 here of California. Check out this area that has been redone as part of the previous phases of the California rework, and talk about the upcoming one, because there's been some fantastic news released about it. But this mod, it is a fantastic paid mod by Nimit. For those who may have watched the Jeep Gladiator episode I did a little while back, this is another truck by the same author, and the details do not disappoint. So in terms of customization, we have two different overall cabin types, the glossy paint version and then the matte paint version, which you just may have to change a few things there. Over in the engine department, we can choose from the stock V8 engine that comes with the Tundra, or swap it for a Cummins engine. There are two different transmissions available with this mod. There are quite a few interior customizations, but in terms of the overall packages for the interior, there are the different mirrors. So the stock mirrors for the dually versus the normal mirrors of the truck. On the paint department, you can choose from plenty of preset colors, some metallic, some more matte, and then you can do your custom colors as well. And now the exterior accessories, and as you can tell, there are plenty of dots around this Tundra. Customizing the truck today, I spent quite literally 30 minutes plus going through all these options and choosing what sort of palette I wanted to basically work off of for this truck. Generally speaking, there are a few different trims, shall we say, of the different accessories, two different versions of paint, so the gloss or matte. You'll see plastic, and then also piano black along with chrome. As you move around the truck, you can do plenty of different customization for fenders if you want the fronts or the full thing. There are plenty of different tires available, including some off-road variants that get much larger. All the trim from the door handles to the bits that go around the windows, you can change everything out. You can also add a bed cap to the end of the truck, along with different surfboards and some really cool things that make the truck so unique. If you really wanted to, you could add a few different things to the back of the truck here, and or change the bed lining as well. And maybe some of the coolest things on this mod are the light bars. You'll notice in the version that I'm using in the video today, there is one on the bumper, but you can also add them to the roof as well, and add full-fledged roof carriers along with it. In terms of interior, you can choose the different floors and overall headliner colors. By default, it is beige, but you can change it from gray to brown. You can change the interior trim around the infotainment and so on. Of course, you can change the ceiling color to match whatever you do on the floor, or have something different. And the good old sunroof, you can have it as glass, painted, or paint matte, which you can tell from the outside. I nearly forgot that there are a couple trailers that actually come with the Toyota Tundra mod as well. One version being the tipper, the other one being a flatbed. So overall, it's a very good mod, and if you're interested in paid mods, I will have the link for the mod down in the description below, and if you choose to pick it up, it will cost you roughly $20. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this Tundra started up and get on the road. Not too bad sounding at all. And just before we roll out here, let's appreciate the interior of this mod. Highly detailed and very nice looking. See, these mods, especially the paid mods and ones like this, are very niche in some ways, but also I know a lot of people do enjoy them, and hey, I enjoy them as well, and I am not even going the right way. Wait, actually, is this the traffic jam? I've created a traffic jam. Okay, I thought I was not going the correct way. In fact, I've actually just created a traffic jam in this nice little part here. So we're just gonna go around this way. I think I'm driving the wrong way, but I don't even care at this point. Hopefully everyone is doing well. I certainly am. Yes, these mods may not be for everyone. I do understand that. However, I do appreciate just shaking it up a little bit around here. And these paid mods, especially from an author like Nimit, who, of course, I've done the Jeep Gladiator before here on the channel, a wonderful mod indeed, and I just like kind of shaking up a little bit, especially with these more free roam trucks, shall we say. It's hard to find good free ones, put it that way, especially on the Steam Workshop, so you generally have to kind of outsource it, shall we say, and these paid mods definitely do fit the bill there. So I highly recommend it if you are interested in paid mods. If not, hopefully you just enjoy the video, and maybe there'll be another mod in the future that you are just interested in, and that's what I try to do. Keep a broad view of things, and well, we're just going to explore California as well, because what better way to explore the coast than in a beautiful truck like this, and talk about California Rework Phase 3. So obviously I'm driving through part 1 and will be 2, or at least part of it, as we progress through the video. However, Phase 3 has now been confirmed to come with 1.50. Update 1.50 for ATS is now on the horizon, although we anticipated that the Phase 3 rework of California would be coming with that update. That was more or less the more logical thing to do. It has finally been confirmed along with a blog post talking about San Francisco. Yes, the heart of the Bay Area, San Francisco. Complete rework. That's the best way for me to say it. It's absolutely fantastic to see. The detail of that area is truly amazing, and there's been some pretty major changes to, well, the layout, of course, that makes sense. Parts of it have been rebuilt from the ground up, but a lot of the city actually has been just truly reworked. SES Software took a slightly different approach with San Francisco, as there are many areas of San Fran that they were actually quite happy with scaling wise and so on, and they just needed a modern touch in terms of quality, especially visually, but some other layout things as well, and some mechanics. But overall, the game had the fundamentals of that area in some portions quite well. So SES Software took a different approach, reworked, well, the whole thing. I guess you can take the terms kind of interchange between rebuild from the ground up and rework. When I refer to, for this instance here, when I'm talking rework, meaning just basically brushing up, whereas rebuild is a complete from scratch, throw everything out. So rebuilt plenty areas of San Francisco in a different model. So for example, the Golden Gate Bridge, Bay Area Bridge, sorry, those have been basically reworked completely. That was another truck, I think, that went flying by me. I mean, I'm driving pretty slow, but we're just doing a scenic route today, kind of chatting and stuff and talking about this mod a little bit. However, Golden Gate Bridge has been completely rebuilt, looks so much better, wider, longer than the version currently in ATS, at least pre 1.50, and so that's going to be fantastic to explore that and the Bay Area itself, the addition of San Jose. Everything is just getting so much better, and I cannot wait to well, explore it. And it's going to be hopefully very, very soon. As of recording this video, we don't have a confirmed date specifically on the release of 1.50 open beta, which I would assume California Rework Phase 3 would be included within that. That just would make sense. However, we don't really know that yet, so it's just a matter of time until we find that one out, and once again, hopefully, fingers crossed, it comes sooner than later. And I will definitely be covering California Phase 3 and the 1.50 update. Don't you worry about that one. So if you're new around here, stick around. Just check out the channel here and there if you do wish to. That was a weird way of saying if you want to. if you want to, feel free to check it out. Keep an eye on it, because I will be doing plenty. Oh, engine really gearing up there. Interesting sounding V8 at times, I will not lie. I think the only I'm going to be honest, and this is something I said in the Jeep Gladiator video as well. Once again, paid mods, there's always the toss-up. Is it really value for money what you're getting? And it depends on what aspect you're going for. Some people rightfully kind of think to themselves, well, is X amount of money spent on an addition to a mod or to the game really worth it when you can pick up other DLCs if you don't have those yet, and so on. It's a completely individual decision, basically. A lot of people like paid mods and a lot of people strongly don't. There is a really big balance, and I will speak personally, I generally lean towards the free mods, especially here on the channel. However, I have to make exceptions when there is something like this that I've always loved Toyotas on the personal side. When I was offered to do a video on this, I had to do it. It was one of those things. I just really wanted to drive a Toyota in ATS. I'm not going to lie about that one. But I always have to try and balance the two different lines of more extreme modding versus not. Good, we can bypass the way station because we're not hauling anything anyway, so I sure hope we could do that. However, I have to balance things out, and so along the way, I'm going to be honest with how I feel about a mod. I, once again, really appreciate Nimit for giving me this opportunity and providing me with the mod. However, in no way is this something where it's like, hey, just only say good things about a mod. And I'm going to be completely honest. This is a fantastic mod. The only recommendation maybe I would have for Nimit, and if you're watching, well, thank you. And also, maybe, just maybe, the engine sounds. There's just not as much depth, and there's generally, I mean, I think a lot of you could agree, like if I put it into neutral, I don't ever remember V8s kind of being that tinny of an engine sound. So if there's any improvement, I think the engine sounds itself, if at all possible, would be maybe good to maybe improve, especially for something where it is a paid mod. Engine sounds, especially with ATS and ETS2 as well, such a big topic, and one that a lot of free mods for the transport side absolutely revolutionize sound-wise. So if at all possible, moving forward, whether it's updating existing mods or for future ones, different sounds maybe would be a good way to go. A lot of the other mods, details-wise, fantastic, and that's something for you, the viewer, to keep to note for. If you are more concerned about being able to drive a pickup truck like this throughout ATS, this is 100% worth it for you. Fantastic mod, lots of options for different role-playing, as you can, just like what I did with the Jeep Gladiator, you can customize the truck in different ways and make it so then, well, you can kind of roleplay as your own trucking company. Of course, you could use the trailers as well, the tippers and the flatbed. As far as I know, to actually haul cargo itself, there are some contracts within it. It's just like the boat, actually, that I use with the Jeep. So there are some really good options around here for that. And if you're into those kind of things, 100% recommend it. If you're kind of on the fence and you're more sound driven when it comes to mods, which I know a lot of you are, this may not be what you want to spend your money on. Full transparency. And that's what these videos are for. I don't want the community to be misled, and it also gives the opportunity for the authors, which is why Nimit does it. He knows that I'm going to be honest, and I do appreciate that about that, and I'm not going to lie to the community and say that, oh, it's all fine and dandy, and not kind of weigh in both sides. But overall, I can safely say that I highly recommend the mod, and I wouldn't think twice really about it, other than if you're just not a fan of paid mods, which is perfectly fine. But overall, wonderful truck, and it's great to be able to just drive around in a vehicle like this. And once again, paid mods is something that you can do that a lot better than the free mods. Unfortunately, free mods really start to lack when it comes to free roam vehicles, generally speaking. So it's great to have something like this available, and if you really like different brands of trucks, that's the way to go. But back to California, as we're driving through Eureka now, I'm so excited for the Bay Area and Phase 3. Phase 3 isn't just the Bay Area, keep in mind. I talk about it all the time, and SCS Software actually released a full teaser video, which I took snippets from for the Prime News video on San Francisco. However, they did a full teaser video of the area, because it's not just the Bay Area. Of course, it's the surrounding Bay Area and Bay Area itself, but then it continues to move east. So basically, think about from the Bay Area, if you just basically did two parallel lines horizontal across the state, you'd have this kind of band of the rework, which is essentially what's happening. Each phase from north to south is just kind of going down in different chunks, if you want to call it that. So overall, really, really neat. And we're going to try and go over here to this lane. And yeah, it's really, really neat to see. And it's great to be cruising around in something like this in the reworked areas up here. And it's just the new rework, Phase 3, looks so good, even compared to this, to be honest. And of course, I haven't played Phase 3 yet here in ATS, but I can only imagine from the screenshots and the videos what it is looking like, and especially around the Bay Area with all the historic sites, and it's just the scenery. And the biggest thing, honestly, for me around the Bay Area in particular, and I talk about it a lot because it's basically the heart of this rework phase in terms of biggest cities, the permafog, I'll call it, the permanent fog that has always been around San Francisco, is now gone. Thank goodness. We now actually can see the skyline of San Francisco, the iconic skyline, so much better, which is fantastic to see. It's something that a lot of us have been wanting for such a long time now, and it is finally gone. And the fog will still happen here and there. I just kind of say it's completely gone. It is still there. However, it's integrated with the weather. Like the rest of the ATS states, no longer just set in stone. You have to do it one way or the other with the fog, or I guess in this case, you always had fog when looking off of, for example, the Golden Gate Bridge or the Bay Bridge. Finally, it is just integrated with the weather. So if you have a nice clear day like we do here in ATS right now, you're not going to have any fog most likely. So it's very nice to see. It's something that a lot of us have been wanting for some time, and we're finally getting it. Obviously, it's coming because of updates to the system overall within the Bay Area, so we are no longer having issues of view distances, or at least not as much issue in terms of performance. Everything's more optimized, all the good stuff that comes with reworks generally, and yeah, it's just going to be really neat to see. So as we pull into, we're going to stop here today at this cinematic point here, the viewpoint. There's going to be plenty of them, I'm sure, in California Phase 3, but we're going to pull in here today and just explore this wonderful area that it has to offer. Well, I guess it's actually a picture point, but the point is, wonderful mod. Highly recommend it, once again, if you're into paid mods itself. It is an absolute beast. That was a weird shut-off sound. Oh my, okay, yes. Once again, engine sounds maybe could be improved. That's my one critique, I will say. Other than that, customization is fantastic. I only touched the bottom of the barrel, basically, when it comes to customization on this truck. I tried to keep it more clean today, a little bit more of the red and chrome look with the massive tires as well. It looks really good, and it's great to have a Toyota in the game, at least in my opinion, as a Toyota fanboy. But realistically, if you take a look at what we're seeing right now, the beautiful scenery of ATS and a wonderful mod as well, this is what the paid mods can do, once again, if you're interested in it. Comment down below if you have any other suggestions for what you want to see around here on the channel. And once again, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.